Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review today. And this one right here is a 2022 release, a brand spanking 2022 release that I'm sure if you've heard about the name and you've heard about the rumblings in the fragrance community, as well as the great feedback that it's been getting, I'm sure by now y'all are really interested in finding out what this fragrance is truly about. So don't worry. Today, I will break this down for you guys, Troy D style. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to my channel. And guys, we are headed to 13,000. We're like, I think halfway at this point. So it's been pretty fast, guys. So thank you for the support that you guys have been giving me and this channel. And if you haven't done so, all you gotta do is hit like and subscribe, and we'll definitely keep growing all the way up to 20K and beyond. Now, the fragrance that I will be talking about today comes from the house of Diptyque, guys. That's right, Diptyque. And Diptyque, as far as I know, does have a lot of bangers. I would correlate this probably with Byredo, something like a Byredo, where they have a host of fragrances that are really popular across the board, guys. But to me, guys, with this channel, I've only reviewed one, and that's like Tam Dao, and that was a pretty good review in my opinion, a pretty good fragrance. So if you guys want reviews on Diptyque fragrances, maybe you want me to archive some of these fragrances into my library, let me know what they are, and I'll definitely look into it. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than Diptyque Opsis. That's right, Diptyque Opsis. And this is the official sample of Diptyque Opsis. My God, this was a little hard to come by, guys, okay? So that's what I mean by all your support, all the watching, the ads. It really helps me like snipe these samples whenever they go up for sale. This one was the only one I saw up for sale. There was nothing else. So I'm really glad that we were able to purchase it as soon as possible. So what's up with all the hype on Diptyque Opsis, guys? So this fragrance right here, I have to say, the thing that really got me interested into reviewing this fragrance was the overwhelmingly positive feedback that I found from anybody that's ever tried Opsis. A lot of them are saying it's the perfect intro, it's the perfect scent, it smells really amazing. I haven't really seen any negative feedback on this fragrance, so that was kind of like the tip of the iceberg when it came to being curious about Opsis. But the second thing that got me really intrigued was the fact that this fragrance really wasn't available anywhere else other than Harrod'S. So this technically is a Harrod'S exclusive, guys, okay? Sadly, this fragrance is not gonna be available physically in the boutiques, but you guys can purchase this online, so that won't be a problem. Availability will not be a problem. Okay, guys, let's look into the concept of Diptyque Opsis, shall we? So Opsis, the word right here, basically means appearance and sight in Greek. It's kind of like a root word for sight. And if you are in the medical field like me, then you know ophthalmos, right? See that ophthalmos? The root word of that really came from the Greek word opsis. Now, the thing is, opsis right here, guys, has a secondary meaning in Greek. So it's not just eye or appearance. There's also a secondary meaning here that is used in the concept of this fragrance. And what Opsis also means is the spectacle of theater and performance, okay? So it's the spectacle of theater and performance. I could just imagine that as a really amazing theater experience where I would actually stand up and start clapping at the end of it. And this definition of Opsis that means a spectacle in theater and performance is basically the one that they're using right here because it correlates to a scent memory of the creator of Diptyque back in the 1920s, okay, guys? So that's basically what it is. It is the spectacle of theater and performance. So we're gonna find out today if this fragrance is truly a spectacle. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, let's talk about Diptyque Opsis. Now on the opening notes of Opsis, you are going to get two notes. You're gonna get bergamot as well as the early appearance of iris, which is a mid note of this fragrance. Now the first note that comes in right here is going to be your sparkling bergamot, guys. And as you guys know, whenever I mention bergamot, it really denotes class or something upscale in nature, guys. So you are gonna get some nice bergamot. I would say for the first 10 minutes alone, guys, and then within 15 minutes, guys, you are going to get the appearance of that engulfing powdery iris right here. Now the bergamot right here, concept wise, this one denotes the spotlight of a theatrical performance right here. So definitely the bergamot, I would say, is a sparkling, beautiful bergamot. But again, it is short-lived on its own because you're gonna get that powdery iris to really engulf it within the next 15 minutes. And then after that, you're gonna get these random whiffs or shimmers of bergamot as you are smelling the intro right here. I will also confirm right here that this fragrance has a peppery nuance that was reported by other fragrance community members that are saying there is maybe some black pepper right here, you know. And so definitely I would say that there is a hint of black pepper right here in the intro. Now this slight pepper nuance right here, which is unmentioned on any of the notes but is detected by a lot of y'all and me, I like this little spicy peppery nuance right here just because it does go well with florals in my opinion. Like I remember last time I smelled like a carnation note and it did have a spicy nuance and it worked pretty well together, guys. So right here, guys, I know that you guys probably already know about the iris component of this fragrance, but definitely leading up to that, there is gonna be sparkling bergamot as well as some pepper spice to really make it interesting before the iris comes in. Okay, guys, now let's look into the mid of Diptyque Opsis. Now right here in the mid, guys, there is going to be the heart of this fragrance right here, the main note that really this fragrance will be known for, and that's going to be your intensifying iris right here. As I've said before, the iris comes in early in the opening stanza of this fragrance, and that's why I consider it as part of the opening notes. But right here in the mid, this iris really goes full bloom with a ton of powder. Right here, guys, in the mid is when the powder really does intensify. When the powder truly engulfs that bergamot and it's completely gone, you're gonna get that nice powdery iris right here. Now, concept-wise, going back to the inspiration of Diptyque Opsis, the emergence of the iris is basically an olfactory symbol to the use of makeup and perfume when it comes to the theatrical performances or theater. Now, for those that are concerned upon hearing the word makeup and you're thinking, well, maybe this Opsis smells like makeup, like other perfumes like maybe Apollonia or Lipstick On by Margiela, which I reviewed, let me tell you that it doesn't, guys, okay? This perfume does not smell like makeup, although it does have hints of violet as well as that powdery nuance, guys. No way it smells like makeup. And I will say this, that the actual powderiness of this fragrance is just right to me. To me, it's the perfect amount of powderiness that goes and diffuses into the air once you spray this fragrance right here. Now, this is a stark contrast to a fragrance that I have been trying and testing for the past how many days. That would be Xerjoff's Apollonia, guys. And Apollonia, that one right there does have a lot of musk. It does have a lot of orris. But the thing about Apollonia, guys, is that it does have a thick makeup-like smell or makeup/lipstick type smell. And that's probably from the orange blossom that it has that this fragrance doesn't, guys, okay? So again, when it comes to the iris, you're not going to get that makeup/lipstick type scent. And it does diffuse into the air wonderfully, guys. It's not thick, it's not an overdose, it's not gonna choke you. So I like the iris part right here. Now, this iris part of the fragrance does last quite a while, probably like 2 to 3 hours, and it is a prominent part of this fragrance. And the iris part plus the bergamot, guys, in my opinion, is the uplifting part of Diptyque Opsis right here. It is the balancer, guys. The latter part of Diptyque Opsis is actually more of the warm, comforting stage as compared to the beginning where you get that sparkling bergamot as well as the nice, airy, powdery iris. Now, on the second part of the mid right here with Diptyque Opsis, this is the part where basically this fragrance curves into a more warming nature, a warming comforting nature, guys. And I think this is why a lot of y'all like this fragrance, because you are still gonna get that uplifting component, that airy component in the beginning, but then once the note of clove comes in, which is a warming spice that has some sweetness to it as well, and once it bridges from the iris, you are gonna get that warming, comforting feel. So the total effect right here is that it feels like you are wearing a cashmere sweater or a scarf, something that's really cozy and comforting right here in the mid with the clove coming in. And that's what I really like about the mid of this fragrance. This fragrance is very, very balanced, because first it hits you with uplifting, and then bam, the comforting stage does happen thanks to the clove and iris. Now this powdery, comforting, spicy stage, in my opinion, lasts 3 to 4 hours right here, guys. So you're gonna get a very prominent mid right here, and of course, again, warm and comforting, a nice transition from the intro. And after that, guys, of course, because you have the clove now, you have the curve, the warm spicy curve, the transition is now pretty seamless as it goes right into the woody incense, guys. Okay, so incense is part of the base notes. It's a woody incense note that does come in right here after the clove, and again, it's a very beautiful incense note right here. Now eventually this woody incense part does get coupled with musk, so you are gonna get a musky, sensual ending with maybe a little bit of powder as well, but with that woody incense. I would say semi-smoky incense, not full-blown incense, but it's that ethereal, beautiful incense that comes in right here with this fragrance. Now, upon hearing about this fragrance, guys, it was easy for me to ascertain why a lot of people love Diptyque Opsis. And once I wore it, I really got to identify which parts are the really, really likable parts. Now, this might be the first time that I'll actually share this in the channel, but for me, guys, I do have a very, very simple criteria on how a fragrance becomes a hit fragrance. And when I talk about hit fragrance, I mean a fragrance that is not only popular, but the popularity and the demand for it is sustained over time, guys. So it's not like a one-hit wonder that people forget after a month. The first criteria I have is that, first of all, the fragrance must be wearable, and the user must be excited to wear the fragrance right there. If you look at fragrances like Naxos, Hachivat, Ani, Grand Soir, Baccarat, really you'll see a lot of shared enthusiasm with a lot of the wearers. Like, a lot of the wearers are actually excited to wear the fragrance right there, and they get to use it a lot. This fragrance right here, I will say, is very, very usable, and the excitement of wearing this, I could see it when my wife smelled this for the first time. I was just trying it on, and the first thing she said was, "That's mine." She said, "That's mine. I'm gonna keep that fragrance. It smells so good." So really right there, you can see how people are gonna want to use this fragrance because of that nice uplifting powdery nature, guys, as well as the eventual comforting nature with the incense. I think that this fragrance passes criteria number 1. Now, the second criteria that I have when it comes to a hit fragrance is that it should have an ethereal note or set of notes that will put the wearer in a beautiful emotional high point. And we're talking about possibly closing your eyes and going, "Oh God, this is so good." In my opinion, Opsis can do that as well, because it does have 2 distinct features where that could possibly happen. You have your powdery iris, and then later on you have your woody incense right there. So both of those can really put you in that state, maybe that transportative state where you're kind of like, you know, in nirvana when it comes to the perfume. But again, it does couple with my first criteria, which is extremely usable right here. So not only can you wear it and you'll possibly be motivated to wear it, but at the same time, it will put you in that beautiful state of mind. That's what Opsis can do right here. Now, to me, usage-wise, this fragrance is an upscale grabber, guys. This fragrance should be worn in dress to impress moments. I mean, definitely I can see it being worn casually, but the thing is, guys, because you're gonna get bergamot as the start, which to me signals something more opulent, and then you've got the powder and incense, which is not really casual in nature, guys. This is to be worn, in my opinion, when you are gonna dress up. You're gonna see some important friends, or maybe going to a nighttime venue right here. But the thing is, this fragrance also has a balance. It's also incredibly balanced. So because of that uplifting powdery start and the warming comfortable ending, you can use this basically anytime, anywhere, guys. Okay, so daytime it's gonna work, nighttime it's going to work. So it's a great balanced, use anytime type of fragrance. Now there's a season to where, in my opinion, you shouldn't wear this fragrance, is probably at the peak of summer. That's what I would say. I think that this fragrance would do really great in the fall time, in my opinion. Like I said, it's got that sweater, that warming sweater type of feeling right there. But again, this one right here is not for summer, in my opinion. Also, if we're talking about the sexes, guys, in my opinion, this fragrance does lean femme. It does lean femme, guys, okay? And I know that you guys are gonna say, well, guys can wear anything. Well, I agree, guys. But the thing is, the way that it's composed, it's more on the powdery florals that go into incense, and really the clove, although it is a warm, spicy component, it just warms the powder up, but it doesn't really translate into something more masculine. So I would say this is straight up a feminine scent. So if you're a guy and you want your girlfriend to try a new scent, or you want, you know, another woman in your life to try a new scent, definitely let her try Opsis, because like I said, if you look at the reaction of my wife, she said that it was pretty damn awesome. Now, performance-wise, you've got some pretty good performance with Diptyque Opsis. It starts strong, guys, actually, in the beginning, and then it becomes an aura scent, maybe for the next 4 to 5 hours, guys. And that means really more than just a lingering scent. And I would say past 5 hours, when the incense and musk really kicks in, I would say that that's where it becomes like a lingering scent. Total overall, I would say 8 hours and above when it comes to the longevity of Diptyque Opsis right here. Also, when it comes to the price, guys, this is not overpriced. I believe it's around $200 or less than $200 for a bottle. Again, available at Harrod'S for everyone. It's not restricted at all. You can buy it online and get it. And I believe that they do send a ton of samples every time you do so. Ultimately, this is great. I think that this is a great fragrance for women right here. And I think with the incoming fall season, this will be loved by a lot of women that will get to wear this. But of course, if you're a guy, sure, I think you can wear this as well. But for me, there's just too many like femme indicators for me to say that I can wear this right here. But ultimately, this is definitely a great fragrance. If you have tried this fragrance, I would love to know your feedback right here on Diptyque Opsis. Let me know on the comments below what y'all think of Opsis. If you've already tried this fragrance, I would really love to know your feedback, if it was like a love at first sniff for most of you guys and gals right here. And again, let me know if there are other Diptyque scents that you would like me to review, because this is a brand that I haven't super explored. I would love to explore their other scents. Comment below and I'll definitely look into it. And again, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Please continue to support the channel by hitting like and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. God bless, take care, have a great weekend. Peace.